Doesn't have to limit your life. Get the DDS 500 with no out-of-pocket cost to you with Medicare and other major insurance. The only patented back support that provides adjustable traction. The DDS 500 easily adjusts to your comfort level and fits discreetly under clothes.
Call Allied Home Medical at 1-800-230-6099.
We don't want to miss any of this.
People who burst out crying or laugh uncontrollably. Inappropriate? Maybe. But don't call it crazy. Call it PBA, pseudobulbar affect. PBA causes frequent episodes of uncontrollable crying or laughing in people with brain injuries or neurologic conditions like stroke, dementia, or MS. For a free PBA Facts kit, call 1-800-585-3554 or go to pbafacts.com. You'll learn the science behind PBA. It's a neurologic condition, not psychological, and it's treatable. Plus, there's a self-assessment and patient stories. If you've experienced outbursts of crying or laughing, call it what it is. And call now, 1-800-585-3554, or go to pbafacts.com for your free kit.
Aaron Burnett, Anderson Cooper, and Piers Morgan take you to the biggest inaugural celebrations in Washington. Live coverage tonight, 7 Eastern on CNN.
Start with two cars from the most fuel-efficient full-line auto manufacturer, the Toyota Camry and Toyota Corolla. Add the fact that both cars are IIHS top safety picks and get over 34 mpg. Sound good so far? Now factor in 0% APR financing for 60 months on both, or take $1,000 cash back on Camry, or double your down payment up to $1,000 on Corolla. Add it all up, and you'll be saving big. Do the math. Toyota, let's go places.
Your Mercedes is waiting, and it's just minutes away at Mercedes-Benz of San Francisco. Shop over 600 new and used vehicles available from Mercedes-Benz of San Francisco on 8th and Bryant.
I bought my first car at Mercedes-Benz of San Francisco a few months ago. I walked in. The selection is phenomenal. I felt like a kid in a candy store.
And see the new 2013 SL Class and GL Class, both in stock now. Go to 1-800-NEW-BENZ.com or call 1-800-NEW-BENZ. Your Mercedes is waiting.
This is CNN.
The Lee University Festival Choir from Cleveland, Tennessee. They're performing right now at the U.S. Capitol. About 200 students. They were chosen by Senator Lamar Alexander to represent this part of Tennessee, and they're doing a magnificent, beautiful, beautiful job. You saw the president. He left the church a little while ago. The first family, they are now inside the White House, but they'll be getting ready. This is videotape that we saw earlier when the motorcade arrived. The daughters, the First Lady and the President walking up the stairs, going inside. You know, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the second term for the first family that our White House correspondent Brianna Keeler is learning about during her husband's first term. Brianna, the First Lady made America's children, military families, two of her most important priorities. But now this self-proclaimed mom-in-chief faces a bigger challenge, raising teenagers in the White House, among other things. Brianna, I know you've been doing some reporting on what we can expect over the next 4 years.
That's right, Wolf. Mrs. Obama, as we speak, is looking at her agenda for the second term, and she could be adding some causes. But I think today you really get a sense of just how exciting it can be to live in the White House. The truth is, though, it can also be a very challenging place to raise kids, and that's why arguably one of Mrs. Obama's biggest accomplishments of the last 4 years has been trying to create a sense of normalcy for her family.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Good job, Daddy.
I did it.
You're doing nothing.
Even
Even if you're the president, your kid will always tell it like it is. This may be Mrs. Obama's biggest accomplishment of the last 4 years, as she's championed causes like working with military families and fighting childhood obesity. She has created normalcy for her family and encouraged her daughters to be themselves.
At the end of the day, my most important title is still Mom-in-Chief.
Living in the most famous house in the world, the Obamas have tried to stay grounded.
I always tell my friends that I still recognize them. They haven't become some other crazy kids.
They have some help from the First Lady's mother, Marion Robinson, who lives on the 3rd floor of the White House, and they keep a daily routine. Mrs. Obama is up early, sometimes 4:30 a.m., letting Bo out and hitting the gym before her daughters wake up. The president starts working out before she wraps up. The girls head off to class at Washington's prestigious Sidwell Friends private school, and the president walks to the Oval Office around 8:30. Almost every night, the family gathers for dinner together at 6:30 p.m.
They're not in the least bit interested in his day. They're interested in their day. And that's such a relief to be able to have those quality moments.
It's family time until the girls, then Mrs. Obama, go to bed around 9:30. The president, a night owl, stays up working and reading, taking Bo outside one last time before he turns in, normally after midnight.
Now, as many of you know, my husband, your president, he is handsome.
The first couple carves out time for each other.
Gotta keep the romance alive, even in the White House.
That means dates and dinners out with friends. They're notorious for being affectionate, puckering up for the Jumbotron at a basketball game this summer. While Mrs. Obama mostly steers clear of policy debates, she was a huge asset to the president on the campaign trail last year, from the stump to late-night television.
Let's go, get your shoes on, let's go,
All right, okay.
It's time to vote, Mom, you can do it.
Okay.
Go and vote.
I'm voting.
Out the door, out the door.
All right.
And eat some carrots.
As parents, the Obamas are very involved. In the Obama White House, there is structure and chores. Sasha and Malia are limited to 2 hours of TV per week. No social media.
I'd worry about Facebook right now, only because, look, I know the folks at Facebook, that obviously they've revolutionized, the social networks. But, Malia, because she's well known, I'm very keen on her protecting her privacy.
And Malia also does her own laundry.
I don't want her to be 15, 16, and be that kid. I've never done laundry before. I don't even want to. I would cringe if she became that kid.
The Obamas have relished sharing their adventures with their kids, traveling to France and Russia, where they toured the Kremlin and ate dinner above Red Square, meeting world leaders as they did in Brazil and South Africa, where they met Nelson Mandela. There are still big milestones ahead for the Obamas as a family. Soon, Wolf, as you know, there will be 2 teenagers in the White House. Malia will soon be old enough to drive, apply to colleges, and yes, date.
Excellent reporting, Brianna. Thanks very much. Kate, we're just getting word that the leadership of the Congress, they're over at the White House having coffee with the president, the speaker, the majority leader, Eric Cantor, the Senate majority leader, Harry. They're all went over. That's a nice gesture.
It started with a tweet, apparently, from Eric Cantor himself. I mean, I think we can read into it. That's a better way to start a second term than not have them over for coffee.
I can't remember that ever happening. Often you do have the change of party so that a president from one party greets the president from another party. But to inviting the leadership, I think symbolically is very important. It's a good sign. And it also signals what I think he's trying to say in the inaugural address. We'll have to wait and see how it works out.
I think it's a good idea as well. Let's see some readout on what actually happened inside. Yeah. I'm sure it's just a very, very nice gesture on the part of the first family. Yep. As we get closer to the presidential oath and the inaugural address, we expect to get excerpts of the president's speech. We're going to share them with you. And you'll see the inaugural crowds the way the president will see them from here on Capitol Hill. We'll take you on an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour. First, and an inaugural flashback.
Senator Hatfield, Mr. Chief Justice, Mr. President.
What was so impressive about Reagan's inaugural speech, I think, was the optimism that it suggested after a period when America was feeling like we might have been in decline.
Let us begin an era of national renewal. Let us renew our determination, our courage, and our strength. And let us renew our faith and our hope.
And in a certain sense, the optimism of the speech was symbolized by his transferring the inaugural to the west front of the Capitol, which made a much grander spectacle, and more people could watch it. So it was a big occasion.
The economic ills we suffer have come upon us over several decades.
Save big during Empire Today's 70% off sale. Get hardwood 70% off, laminate 70% off, ceramic 70% off. Call or go to EmpireToday.com to schedule a free in-home appointment. Empire makes it easy. You shop at home. Plus, pay no interest for 1 year. Don't miss Empire's 70% off sale. Schedule now. Go to EmpireToday.com or call
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. What happens when you take something great and sharpen it? Awesome. How about when you take the leader in business security and give it more edge than ever before? Denied. Well, ADT Business Solutions is now Tyco Integrated Security. With world-class monitoring centers, thousands of qualified technicians, and a personal passion for helping you protect your business. And we'll help create security solutions customized just for you. That's sharper. We are Tyco Integrated Security, and we are sharper.
According to convention, vacuums need large, heavy motors down by their base. At Dyson, we had other ideas. A fraction of the size, ours now goes in the handle. Balanced for cleaning high and low.
The American dream is of a better future, a confident retirement. Those dreams have taken a beating lately. But no way we're going to let them die. Ameriprise Advisors can help keep your dreams alive like they helped millions of others by listening, planning, working one-on-one. That's what Ameriprise Financial does. And that's what they can do with you. That's how Ameriprise puts more within reach.
What's it take to make America run? Lots of hard-working Americans creating the fuels for nearly 250 million vehicles at the world's most advanced refineries. About 170,000 miles of secure pipelines many of us never see. It's the world's largest energy infrastructure. Billions of investments in America, safely providing the fuels we need to power businesses, heat our homes, and keep America on the move. Log on to learn more.
To hold a patent that has changed the modern world would define you as an innovator. To hold more than one patent of this caliber would define you as a true leader. To hold over 80,000, well, that would make you the creators of the 2013 Mercedes-Benz E-Class, quite possibly the most advanced luxury sedan ever. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Cunol CoQ10 is a powerful antioxidant that supports heart health and promotes healthy blood pressure. Cunol dissolves completely and absorbs 3 times better than regular CoQ10. Get the better CoQ10. Get Cunol, the gold standard in CoQ10.
Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look.
Our challenges are great, but our will is greater.
There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America.
The United States will not ignore your oppression or excuse your oppressors.
All are equal, all are free, and all deserve a chance to pursue their full measure of happiness.
This is CNN.
Some of the most powerful people in America are arriving on Capitol Hill right now to witness President Obama's second inauguration.
And we're taking you into the crowds behind the scenes for this celebration of America.
A new beginning for a president who broke barriers.
My fellow citizens, I stand here today humbled by the task before us.
A day-long celebration on a fitting holiday honoring a man who helped make Barack Obama's election and re-election possible. Soon, the president renews his oath before